So we have been learning about all different parts of plants. So Miss Busset has been reading this book to you. Raise your hand if you have seen this book and heard Miss Busset read parts. Everybody should, because this means you're doing your work every day, all right? There's work to do every single day. All right, so we learned about roots and stems so far. Who can tell me something about roots? What do roots do? Yeah, see, stay still and stay focused. What do roots of a plant do? Lamia, what do roots of a plant do?
They grow.
They do grow. Where do roots grow? Where would you find roots?
In the desert.
Yeah, but what part? Let's see. Who can add on to what Lamia says? Santino?
Roots make trees and plants grow.
Where would you find the roots of a plant or a tree?
Underground.
Underground, right? Roots grow underground. What do roots do for the tree? How do they help them grow? What do they do? Why are they there? Shafiq, what do roots do?
To not tip.
Keep going, you got it.
The roots help the trees and plants to do not tip over when it's wind.
Oh my gosh, I love how you said that. Yes, the roots are like fingers that grab onto the soil and the ground so the trees and the plants don't fall over when it's windy. But they also do something else. And I'm going to show you, they're like this. What else do roots do? Santino?
What was cooking?
Roots, what? They're like a
Straw.
straw, and they suck up what from the ground?
Water from the ground.
Yeah, so roots, Yahtzee, we spoke about this. So roots are like straws. They suck up water and nutrients from the ground, right? They're like fingers and they're like straws. So they hold the dirt so the tree and the plant doesn't fall over, but then they also suck up the water and the nutrients from the soil. Okay, so then the roots go into a stem or a trunk. What does the stem or a trunk do for the plant? What does it do? So here's the big stem called a trunk when it's on the tree. What does the trunk do, or what do these stems do? Santino, you want to give it a shot?
Help it grow.
How though?
I don't remember.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so the stems, whether it's a big trunk or a stem of a flower or plant, they help it stand up. They help it stay straight. Without the trunk, it would just be floppy leaves everywhere. Or without the stem, just like they're like our bones. They help hold us up. That's like what the stem is. And they hold all of the little straws that are in the roots. Those tubes, they go all the way up to the top of the plant and they hold them together. So look, this is a stem. If you cut one in half, it has all of those tubes in it. So the stem and the trunk is full of the tubes that help bring the water all the way up to the top of the plant or the tree. All right, so today we are talking about leaves. All right, and our leaves are very, very important. I'm going to show you this picture. Leaves, look at that big, big leaf. The title of this is Leafy Food Factories. Wait, food factory? Wonder what that means. Okay. Let me just move you guys down. And over. All right. From long and thin to small and rounded, spiky, shiny, huge, and tiny, leaves come in many shapes and sizes. The leaves of some plants are smaller than a dime. Others are enormous, like the Gunnera or the giant rhubarb. They're plants' leaves, which can grow over 10 feet tall. That is bigger than us. Maybe two of you standing on top of each other. It's bigger than that. All leaves have a very important job to do. They make food from the plant and for the plant. A plant may take in nutrients from the soil, but that's like you taking vitamins. That's not enough. To grow and to remain healthy, you need proper meals to give you energy. A plant is the same. It needs a type of sugary food for energy. It makes this food using water, carbon dioxide from the air, and sunlight. Right? I want everyone to take a deep breath. Breathe out. Your air you just breathed out has carbon dioxide in it. That means that's what the plants need. Whoa, so the plants need our breath? This is the Gunnera or giant rhubarb plant. Super big leaves. Leaves for photosynthesis. That's a big word. Can you say it? Say photosynthesis. 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 Whew, big science word. All right. We're going to do this quickly because we're going to spend a whole week on photosynthesis. So right now it's just this. When a plant makes food in its leaves using sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide, the process is called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis takes place with the help of a substance called chlorophyll. Can you say chlorophyll? Chlorophyll. It's the chlorophyll in the plants that give them their green color. Get your mirrors ready. Mirror words. Chlorophyll makes leaves green. Chlorophyll, say it with me, makes leaves green. Yeah, so without chlorophyll, there's no green. So chlorophyll makes leaves green. All right. The chlorophyll in a plant's leaves traps the energy in sunlight. Oh, so chlorophyll makes it green and it traps the sunlight. It's like a green monster that holds the sunlight. Chlorophyll's kind of like a villain. No, it's not. It's very good. It's a superhero. It traps the sunlight because it needs it. Water is delivered to the leaves from the roots, right? Because the roots help suck it up and it goes up, 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 all the way to the leaves. The leaves take in carbon dioxide through the air, from the air. That's our breath, our stinky breath. Through microscopic holes called stomata. Once the ingredients are in place, remember, that's sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide. Once those are all in place, the plant's leaves use the sunlight to turn the water and carbon dioxide into a sugary plant food. So the leaves are kind of like the kitchen of the plant. What? The plants and trees have a kitchen? They do, because they have to make food. So in their kitchen, in the leaves, they have the carbon dioxide and they have the water that the roots helped. So then the sun comes out and the chlorophyll traps it, and then they mix it all together and they make the food for the plant. Cool. Leaves are kitchens. All right. So ingredients needed for photosynthesis. There's the sunlight, the carbon dioxide from the air that we exhale. Oxygen comes out. The roots get the water and the minerals and they bring them up. So here's the leaves. We've seen these before, right? You've seen leaves on trees. Yeah, the green leaves from chlorophyll. If you flip one over and you look under a microscope, there's teeny tiny little holes that open and close, open and close. This is what takes in the air, the carbon dioxide. It opens and kind of like breathes it in and then closes and traps the carbon dioxide so it can use it to make food. So the stomata on a potato plant leaf is seen under a microscope. So you can't see them by eye, but you can see them with a microscope. All right, during photosynthesis, something else important happens. Plants make oxygen and release it from their stomata. So this is kind of what helps the plants breathe. Without plants, humans and other animals would have no oxygen to breathe. So breathe in. You just breathed in oxygen that the stomata gave you. Now breathe out. You're giving the plants your carbon dioxide that they're going to breathe in through this. So it's kind of like their nose and their mouth. This helps them breathe. It breathes in their carbon dioxide and breathes out the oxygen. All right. So what season do you think that is? What season? Camila?
Winter.
Winter. What do you think, friends? Do you agree? Disagree? In winter, what do we usually see on the ground, Camila?
Leaf.
Not in winter. Winter's super cold. What do we see when it's super cold? Maybe some snow. So this isn't winter. Yahtzee, fix it. All right, so let's see. Lamia, what season do you think it is?
Fall.
Fall, yes, because the leaves change color and the leaves fall onto the ground, right? Another word for fall is autumn. So fall leaves. Trees need their leaves for making food. Oh, wait, you're right, because that's the kitchen, right? So the leaves are the kitchen for the plant. So why do many trees drop their leaves in the fall? Oh, why would you get rid of your kitchen? I need my kitchen to eat. Why don't the leaves have their kitchen? Why don't the trees have their kitchen? Well, that's a good question. During winter, the days are short with few hours of sunlight. There is often less rain in winter too, and water in the soil may freeze. So, with little sunlight and water available, a tree's leaves can't make enough food to feed the tree. So it's missing the food, it's missing the ingredients, it's missing the sunlight, and it's missing the water. Growing and keeping leaves healthy uses a lot of energy. So, in readiness for the tough winter months, many trees drop their leaves in the fall. The tree then stops growing because it doesn't have any food, and it rests until spring to save the energy. So it kind of like a bear, it hibernates in the winter, right? Because it can't get the ingredients it needs to make food. It doesn't have the sunlight and it can't get the water during winter time because it's frozen. So since they don't have food, they can't do anything. They don't have enough energy. So they just rest all winter long. In the fall, many leaves turn brown, red, or yellow. This is because when trees stop making food, they also stop making the chlorophyll. Do you remember what the chlorophyll makes the leaves turn? What color? Green. Oh my goodness, so there's no more chlorophyll either. So that means the other colors, which are normally hiding under the green, can show through. Whoa, so that's why they turn colors, because their chlorophyll's going away. Evergreen leaves, and I brought one here. I went outside and I found this on the ground. This is an evergreen. The leaves of many types of coniferous or evergreen trees look like thin needles. Just like on other plants, however, each needle is able to use sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide to make food for the trees. So look at each needle is a leaf. So there's a lot of leaves on here, huh? But they're called needles on this type of tree. So each one is a tiny little kitchen. So wow, this part can make lots and lots of food for the tree. They live in tough habitats where sunlight and water are in short supply all year long. So they don't drop their leaves in the fall. Instead, they lose and regrow small quantities of leaves all year long. That's why you'll see little bunches like this on the ground, because they don't need these ones, so they drop them, and then they grow new little bits. Having leaves all year allows the trees to make food whenever they get the chance. Also, growing a whole new set of leaves every spring takes a lot of energy. So coniferous trees keep their leaves and they save their energy. Yep, so they grow. They're the ones that we use as our Christmas trees because they're always green and they can survive in the cold, cold. And each thin pine needle is its own leaf. We've got the real one right here. All right, so each spring, after the leaves fall off and it's all winter, the leaves start growing again. And I want to show you the bud that I found outside. So in the winter, this bush dropped all its leaves in the fall. And so it was just resting and hibernating all winter long. Then as the sun came out and it started raining and the snow melted, so it got water. So it was able to start making food again. So these leaves are making food. So then it's able to grow more leaves. So let me see if I can make it focus. Oh yeah, a little bit. Can you see the lines in them? And if you looked under a microscope, excuse me, if you looked under a microscope, you'd be able to see the little holes that would open and close to help it breathe and get the carbon dioxide and to give us the oxygen. Look, there's lots inside here. It's going to get more. The more food it gets, the bigger they're going to grow and the more are going to come out. So, oh, look, you can see really well on that one, the lines. Those lines are the tubes or the veins that come up from the roots all the way to the stem to give them water. That's what all those lines are. They're like teeny tiny little tubes, little straws that bring the water all the way up to help bring the water to the kitchen, right? Because remember the leaves are the kitchens, they make the food. Absolutely. All right, so when you're outside, if you go to the park, I want you to really pay attention to the trees. They're gonna be starting to bud if they're not an evergreen tree, right? So the other ones that lose their leaves are starting to bud. So look carefully at it. Look at the leaves. Don't pull them off because the trees need them to make the food. Just look carefully and explore and see if you can see the lines that help bring the water up into the leaves so they can make their food. All right. So there is a video I want to show you. We still have a few minutes left. Basic. All right. So we have a video somewhere. It's hiding right behind us. And it tells you about leaves. This is also, it's in Schoology. So if you want to watch it again, you can, but I'm going to show it here now. Okay. All right. I have to stop the recording.